against the couple. Some ball in towards Shushayeta. Back off the post. Mobwa for Macarthur. A quite remarkable story.
Well, hello and welcome to Bull Banter, the only podcast focusing on the Macarthur Bulls, the A-League, and all things football. I'm here with Daniel Sims after a long and unexpected break. Daniel, it's been a long time, but how you been?
Yeah, going good. Been longer than we probably thought, but we are back. It's actually half time right now of the Mariners game, and we're winning again. So
yeah, we don't mind it. What have you made of the first half?
Yeah, the last few games haven't been the best to watch, but we're playing some decent football out there. We're creating a lot of chances and some, we're creating shots, which is the main thing, and good shots.
Yeah, and tell you what, there was especially one good shot there. Tommy Orr, absolute bomb. Wouldn't have looked out of place on a Champions League night.
Yeah, Zidane-esque, I heard. They're
Someone
chatting.
say.
Yeah, Tommy Orr's name was getting, chanted at the Mariners' home ground. I could hear it.
Yeah, looping, controlled volley, just picturesque. And, real shame we couldn't be there tonight. Would have loved to gone up for it, but you know how it is with the midweek fixtures. Yeah. But we do have to do a big synopsis because we haven't really chatted to you guys since, before Boxing Day.
I think it's been 8 weeks.
I think it's been 8 weeks. We've had a little holiday.
But, New South Wales had a bit of a holiday as well. Everyone stuck inside for at least 7 days. So
yeah, and the boys had a little bit of a holiday, and they've come back from their break probably not in the best of shape. We should probably talk about the Sydney fixture where we lost at home 3-0.
Yeah, if you can remember Boxing Day last year.
It wasn't great viewing. I mean, there was a decent-sized crowd in for Campbelltown Stadium, but mostly the Sydney FC supporters had something to cheer about, and we just had to go home and feel bad for ourselves, and then most of us caught COVID.
Yeah, very disappointing. A game you don't want to remember, and a game I couldn't remember because I was hitting up the bar a lot.
Mostly, though, it was just we were getting skinned on the sidelines from the pace of the young Sydney FC attackers, and they kind of just had away with us. Mariappa, it was his first match, and he came on. He was all right, but it's just one of those things. They were just playing very well. We couldn't match them, and pace showed in the end.
Yeah, like everything we tried just
wasn't coming off,
and we saw a bit of a theme of that happening across the last few games, actually, where there's those lapses, and we just sort of fall out of the game completely.
Yeah, and I think that's down to not saying that we're not a side that can, really grit our teeth and get back into a game. There's a bunch of fighters out there, but I think it really just sucks the air out of Campbelltown Stadium when we go down in the first half early. We saw it happen against Sydney, we saw it happen against Western United, and we saw it happen against Wellington. All three times, slightly different results, but we don't do good when we go behind, as any team would also not do good.
Yeah, well, that being said, there's been a couple of good comebacks this season. I can't remember the other one, but it happened against Newcastle, and then it's happened against Western United. We pulled it back quite late there. It's just a matter of we don't want to be in that position where we're rallying back late in a game to try and scrap a point.
Yeah, because if you look at our expected goals, we're looking at shipping, between 2 and 3 goals each match. We've really batted above our average in terms of the defensive stability we seemed to have in the first 5 games of the season, but it's sort of caught up with us in the last few games. I don't know if that's down to systems or just the particular man matchups that we've had, but you can tell, especially after the big month off that the boys had, they come back looking a little bit, lacking fitness, bit tired touches as the game's gone on. They're sort of sucking in the big ones, and Ante's had to try and rotate them to get the minutes into their legs. And when they're playing against sides, particularly in Wellington at the weekend, who weren't as disrupted, I think it really told.
Yeah, because like having a month off like they did, especially like they just get to match fitness because we were like 4 or 5 games into the season at that point.
Yeah,
and
they're
then
starting to really hum.
COVID goes through the side as well. Like I'm pretty sure
every single one of them got it.
So that's definitely had an effect on the players.
Yeah, you don't know where they're at. You don't know how it's affected them, if it's still affecting them. A lot of it, it's beyond what we can really see is going on. But, if you turned up on Saturday to watch us play against Wellington, you wouldn't be out of the ordinary to say that it was a shit performance.
Yeah, it was not worth the price of admission. Like, you should pay me to go watch that. It was just nothing happening. Everything we tried just didn't work, and probably the first time we've really seen the home crowd sort of turn against the side.
There was a few ironic cheers going around.
Moody to our own players.
Moody hit the reverse assist.
Oh yeah,
and we got. It didn't really start well. I mean, we got a bit of a dodgy penalty awarded against us, and then when the same thing happened to us in the second half, we didn't get it. So, that bad luck, but combined with the boys just getting really tired, kind of losing a bit of the mental fortitude needed, there was a bit of kick and hope, and it looked a bit Sunday League, to be honest.
Yeah, everything just looked disjointed. Like, trying to play long ball against a Wellington side that's going to sit on the 18-yard box, I don't get what the plan is there.
And we play the high line at the back, and
we don't have the pace.
We don't have the pace to recover.
Or the cohesion for it.
Sotirio's having a field day with us. Anytime Wellington want, they can launch that attack, and we've seen this sort of across the season as well. We've had real struggles getting the ball in possession from the defensive line through to an actual attack. It's always been we pinch it up the top with the likes of Lockie or a midfielder, and we put the pressure on from there, or it's a kick and they might head it out or something like that. It's never been very rarely been an actual flow from the defensive line passing through the midfield and then into an attack. That doesn't happen often enough.
Yeah, because something we saw against Wellington, usually we just have the one striker and then like the two left and right forwards that kind of like turn inside and to receive the ball and drop in. Mm-hmm. But we had two strikers up top in Gianu and Lockie Rose, and at points in the game it was just the back five and then another like front six or like
front five
or four and then six, or just no midfield.
Yeah,
and like having Charles as that sole CDM and De Silva and De Villa, you want them high up the pitch. Like, you want them to expend all their energy in the final third. And like having that one CDM against 2 or 3 Wellington midfielders, like he was
outnumbered, wasn't he?
Yeah,
absolutely overrun. And getting the little kick, you could see him struggling in the first half there. He wasn't quite right, so he got replaced by Much, and Much didn't have much to offer. You could tell by the 90th minute he was absolutely sucking him in.
Yeah, like he was. I think it was a solid replacement. Like, he did good progressing the ball for us, actually, which I thought was surprising. We saw him like actually dribbling with it and skipping past the defender and trying to open it up and invite players, create those number advantages. Mm-hmm. But obviously he can't keep going like that all game because he's more relaxed.
But it was just incredibly disappointing. I mean, everything that could have gone right for us went against us, and everything that went wrong, was sort of felt hard done by. But the guys just really couldn't put much of it together, so it was a bit difficult. And if you're a Macarthur fan, you wouldn't be wanting to go back pretty much after that, and that's a disappointment. I mean, you got to have that perspective, and I'm sure once the boys start to put some results together, they'll be all right. But it's a morale sapping time to be a Macarthur fan. Having said that, what are some bright sparks that we can sort of see? What can we pull out of it to have some hope for the future? Because, we haven't really been in a lull like this yet as a club.
Yeah. These COVID times, they're strange times. The crowd numbers are just embarrassingly low.
That's across the league, and I think across all sports. I think you'll see other sports really struggle with it. But what's something you can pull out? Something that's a bit better, that gives us a bit of hope.
I think getting some of the younger boys in there and sort of letting them find their feet a bit more, because Holman came on against Wellington and he offered that bright spark for us.
Yeah.
And he showed it against was it against Wanderers he scored? He's got the quality and he's still on limited minutes. I get it, you have other quality players, but when people aren't going to give 110% for the side, you got to prioritize those who are.
Yeah, and we know that you'll get that from Jake Holman every time. But, some bright sparks that I sort of noticed, Lockie Rose belting it into the top right-hand corner just ignited the squad last Tuesday night against Western United. Before that, we were playing like busted asses, and it felt like we were just going to slowly roll into a 2-0 defeat. But, he really sparked us back to life, and then we went on to draw it. We could have even gone on to win it if certain things had gone our way. But that just shows, there is fight in this side. Lockie especially is someone who just runs full-hearted, never gives up, and is always there for the team.
Sometimes a bit of a loose cannon, but...
Yeah, but we like that. You got to have that bit of mongrel. And we also got to see Ulysses De Vere's first goal at home.
Good goal as well.
Decent goal. The build-up going down the left to De Silva, I think that's our main sort of vein of where we're scoring most of our goals. De Silva sort of dropping off, picking it up on the left, doing his player, and then providing the assist.
He's been playing really well for us. He's, I think, by far been one of our most consistent performers. Reliable. We can always turn to when we're in a bit of a dark spot in the game.
Yeah,
just
and
to make some magic happen.
It's interesting because when we signed him, we know that we went and got De Vere, and we're thinking he's our main playmaker. De Silva, we thought how would he fit into the side with De Vere, and he could have very easily come to Macarthur and just sort of coasted by and not lived up to the potential that he's so long been hyped to have. But he's really showing his stuff this season. I mean, scored a brilliant goal against Newcastle, as we've talked about, provided assists. I'm pretty sure he's right up there on the assist leader leaderboard, and I'm sure he's going to continue to grow as the season goes on. He's going to be a real leader for this team.
Yeah. Anything else we want to cover in this?
Real quick before the second half starts, I'm glad that we've gone to a back four. I think Moody and Noon at right wing back and left wing back needs to stop.
Yeah.
They just don't have the legs for it. Moody, strong player in the air, doesn't have a dribble.
Well, they're not left and right wing backs,
and,
they're wingers.
Again, they're attacking players. You can't rely on that defensively. And we know when we are pushing forward, Noon's not doing a 90-metre sprint to track back. Moody, he'll try his best, but he's not getting there either. We need to sort something else out. So I think Jake McGing at right back is good. James Meredith left back is good. Obviously, we can't play that all the time, but it gives us a bit more stability. It gives us that extra player in midfield where we can actually start to maybe bypass other teams' midfields. And I think if we stay like that, we could actually put something together. Oh, we've just seen it. Quite a strike. Mariners have just hit the
buried one against
crossbar. We've got to wrap this up. All right, we'll see you on the other side. We're 2-1 up at the moment. Hopefully we can go on to win this one. And go you Bulls.
And I think
this weekend, we
Sunday,
play someone.
Sunday, Perth, Glory. So
is it Perth or is it Adelaide? Have a quick look.
I just looked and it's Perth.
It's Perth.
So maybe Daniel Sturridge will finally play against us.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway, take care. Go you Bulls.